My friends, it's day 69, and I don't know any jokes that come along with that number. I think it's a perfectly ordinary number, and I don't know why you're snickering over there in the corner. Just because I said 69. It's day 69. I thought about some kind of bit to work with day 69, but I was like, I don't have the I can't do it. What am I going to do? What's the joke? I 69 someone? I don't know what else I could do as a joke. It's like, I don't know. Day 69. Fuck yeah. I have to do a really quick one today. Today I'm starting new work, and I'm going to be there very late and all night into the night. And that's really all I have on my mind. You know when you're just anticipating something and you're like, okay. The anticipation of being in a new environment, being unsure of your what will be required of you, and to what extent, wondering how you will be eased into one process or another, wondering what expectations are, the degree of competency that's expected of you, and also the leniency of the onboarding process, and the overall pitfalls of trying to do something you should be capable of doing in a new environment. I always feel incredibly trepidatious, and I am just laboring under the impression that the worst possible outcome is the outcome that I will receive, um, whenever I'm in a situation like this. And it's not for the sake of being low self esteem or necessarily insecure. I think I am just someone that I really don't like unknowns, and I struggle in the anticipatory phase of anything. I think the moment I walk into the new environment, I feel 1,000 times better. It's just walking up to the door. Um, for all intents and purposes, I think the way I do new things, I am someone who, even if it's something I should be very good at, if I'm doing it for the first time in a new environment under new scrutiny, I will just appear entirely incompetent. I need to repeatedly do it again in this new environment, and then I will. It's almost like my growth curve is like in inexcusably low in the beginning, where you go, this person can never do anything. This is a useless person, and then with just a little bit of comfort and environmental like awareness, I rocket up to like a peak like very quickly. But I have to get past that like inexcusably low plateau that I begin on. It's like my learning curve is this like incredibly harsh drag downward, and then I just blast upward the moment I feel comfortable. And of course, I think everyone has to do something themselves before they really can say or assess whether or not they can do something well, right? Um, but it's a struggle. I hate it. I can't stand being in this position. So I'm basically just sitting around like, okay, I'm ready here, I'm ready here, and then like any sort of preparatory things I can do, I know I'm just going to instantly forget them. I know I can't teach myself something in anticipation. I just know. I know I just have to look like a fool, and hope that the people around me are relatively capable of handling that foolishness for a short period of time before I am able to present myself as more advanced or competent. I always feel this way. And it's very, it's a nightmare. I hate it. I truly hate anticipating doing new things or doing something in a new environment. Just the sheer unknownness of it makes me, I'm very much so a person where I just won't be able to do anything else until this thing is done. Can't focus, can't eat, can't I cannot do anything until I get this out of the way. I become very single-minded. I don't hear people when they speak to me. I'm very hyper obsessive and focused on this like thing that I'm anticipating. So I mean but I'm sure that that's pretty universal when you're entering a new environment and you're doing something that's relatively difficult or relatively new to you, or something that you have, in one position you feel like you're very good at it, and another part of it you feel like you're very bad at it. Um, I I don't really overthink. I don't think overthinking is necessarily my problem. I just can't handle the um I can't handle the moments before doing something. I just really can't. It might be my biggest like mental Piccadilly is like the anticipation of doing something that I know might be difficult or embarrassing or it's brutal. I remember when I was teaching, I taught for a little while in Nanjing in China. And when I say taught, I don't mean like in a strictly academic sense. I mean like there was a class of young adults and adults. Um, and I had to give a presentation that would help. It's like a cultural bridge, but also it's supposed to be like like an expression of certain information that's interesting, and it's also to help them learn English. And I remember preparing for it in my then girlfriend's apartment in China, and just like being feeling just like this, except also like God, all the other teachers, like actual teachers that teach, not just me who's like showing up, are going to be there, and all of these kids, and some kids are like the age is like literally from like 17 to like 65, and I was like, do I even really know enough about this? Am I really going to be able to speak about it appropriately? And then the like tension and worry and anxiety reached a point where we were walking to the building and I suddenly just felt nothing. It just all went away. I just felt empty. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. I suddenly was like perfectly zeroed out. And then, of course, when I got there, I started speaking and I just like, I had this like file, I had this like document full of like talking points and I just immediately threw it on the floor in the trash. I was like, I'm not going to talk. I can talk to people for 3 hours. I'm not going to read off something that's going to make it impossible for me to actually talk. I actually can't. I can't use points. It really flusters and confuses me to actually use like a planned system for when it comes to like a dialogue. I have to like ingest information, then like create an oratory improvisational. Um, I can't like pick up something and like look through. I couldn't do it, so I just ended up speaking for like 3 hours, and it was good. I'm sure a lot of it was a mess. I'm glad it wasn't recorded and nobody scrutinized it in any way. But I did it again. I did it multiple times. Um, but it's not like I have an issue with I don't have an issue with public speaking or crowds or meeting new people. It's really just a combination of elements, when you enter a new workspace, right? It's everything. I have no idea what I'm walking into. I have no idea. And it's like, I could get very in my head about it. But that's what's going on today. Today's going to be really short. I might cut it off there even. I'm sure you know what I mean and what I'm going through. Nothing problematic. We'll see tomorrow how I feel about today went. But that's what's on my mind today. That's got to be today's video because I just don't have time to do anything else and I don't have the stomach for it. But another vlog like video. It's very funny. I started doing these like they were vlogs. It's just all I've had time for the past few weeks. But things will be more planned out soon. God willing, everything goes the way it's supposed to today and in the coming days. It's like, that feeling where you go, in about a week from now, I don't know what kind of things are going to happen within the next 7 days, but if they all go the right way, I know in 7 days I'm going to be in a very good spot. You know what I mean? Um, so until then. Anyway, have a good weekend. Have a good Saturday. I hope you win the lottery, or at the very least, I hope you play like a game of pinball and you win that. I hope you have a real good sandwich. You know, Maybe you're getting drunk. Yeah, I hope you do that. I hope you drink and you sing and you dance, and I hope you make everyone around you uncomfortable, because it's your right as a human being. But thank you again. Have a good weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. Sorry for the short one, but it is what it is. Thank you again, and 69, 69, 69, 69. The number 69.